Nobody, and I mean nobody, walked into that Los Angeles courtroom expecting to see this. A Grammy-winning superstar, a man who once twerked on the devil for clout, suddenly dropping dead in front of a stunned judge and a room full of gasping reporters? Yeah, you read the title right. Lil Nas X promptly killed in court, but wait, killed how? By who? By what? That's the million-dollar question nobody seems to have an answer for. Yet some are calling it divine karma, others are whispering about shadowy conspiracies. And a few die-hard fans are convinced this was all just another one of his viral publicity. Stunts gone way too far. Picture it, the bailiff shouting, "All rise," the cameras flashing, the prosecutor sharpening their arguments when suddenly chaos erupts. 1 second, he's smirking, adjusting his flashy jacket. The next, he's flat on the floor, lifeless, like some twisted season finale nobody saw coming. And here's the real kicker. Sources inside the courtroom are already leaking details that make this story even darker than you think. Was it poison? A freak collapse? Or was someone finally tired of his never-ending circus of controversies? Buckle up, fam, because this isn't just another celebrity meltdown. This is the scandal that might rewrite Hollywood's rulebook forever. So here we are, fam. Lil Nas X, the man who made headlines for sliding down a stripper pole straight into hell, now making headlines for collapsing scratch that being killed in the middle of a courtroom. Let that sink in. This isn't TMZ gossip. This isn't some TikTok skit gone viral. This was a live legal proceeding with judges, attorneys, and jurors watching history unfold in real time. The same guy who built his entire career on trolling America suddenly became the tragic punchline of the ultimate courtroom drama. But to really understand why this moment has people questioning whether it was fate, conspiracy, or straight up karma, we've got to rewind. Let's not act like Lil Nas X was some innocent angel unfairly struck down. This man was a walking headline generator. From Satan's shoes filled with human blood, to mocking religious rituals with communion wafers, to getting half the internet mad every time he pressed post on Twitter. He thrived on outrage like it was oxygen. And let's not forget his most recent meltdown. Just weeks ago, cops in Los Angeles dragged him off Ventura Boulevard after witnesses saw him wandering half-naked with a traffic cone on his head, singing about a party that didn't exist. That stunt ended with felony assault charges, bail hearings, and the kind of mugshot that belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of bad decisions. So when he walked into that courtroom, the world was already on edge. Fans prayed he'd get a second chance, haters prayed he'd get locked up for good, and the media prayed for chaos, because let's face it, chaos sells. And chaos is exactly what they got. Eyewitnesses described the moment like something out of a Netflix true crime doc. One journalist swore they saw him clutch his chest right after sipping water handed to him by a mysterious court aide. Another source claimed his expression twisted like he realized too late that something was wrong. A faint cough, a stumble, and boom, down he went. Now, officially, the court hasn't released any medical explanation yet, but unofficially, the rumor mill is spinning like a DJ Khaled ad-lib, poisoned, overdose, or maybe divine payback for years of mocking Christianity, waving middle fingers at conservative America, and practically daring the universe to strike him down. Because here's the thing. Lil Nas X wasn't just controversial. He was strategically controversial. He played the villain in America's moral panic game, and he played it well. Every scandal boosted his streams, every outrage filled his pockets, but somewhere along the way, the joke stopped being funny. The music slipped, the fans grew tired, and the provocations felt more desperate than daring. By the time he landed in court, he wasn't the king of controversy anymore. He was a defendant, cornered and vulnerable, and then, bam, the unthinkable happened. A collapse so sudden, so perfectly timed, it didn't just silence the courtroom, it lit the internet on fire. But what exactly caused it? And who stands to benefit from his death? That's where things get really twisted. Twisted is an understatement. Because the second Lil Nas X hit that courtroom floor, the floodgates of speculation burst open. Within minutes, Twitter, TikTok, And every gossip blog from Hollywood to Hong Kong lit up with one question: who or what killed Lil Nas X? Let's start with the so-called official line. Court staff claim he simply collapsed. Medical emergency. Case closed. But anyone who's been following this circus knows better. Collapsed? At the exact moment prosecutors were preparing to lay out the ugliest details of his felony charges? Collapsed right after sipping that suspicious little paper cup of water, handed over by an aide nobody seems to recognize? That's not coincidence, that's either bad luck on steroids or the setup of the century. Anonymous insiders are already leaking spicy details. One courtroom bailiff allegedly told a local station that the aide who handed him the water vanished before paramedics even showed up. Another source from the DA's office swears a toxicology test revealed unusual substances, though nobody's willing to go on record. You see where this is going, right? We're not just talking random heart attack. We're talking about a setup worthy of a Netflix docuseries called The Courtroom Killing of Lil Nas X. And the reactions? Oh, buckle up. Fans are sobbing on live streams, screaming about losing their gay superhero. Conspiracy theorists are connecting dots between his Satan shoes, his mock crucifixion stunts, and some supposed ancient curse, and critics. Man, they're popping champagne like it's New Year's Eve, saying this was God's judgment finally catching up. Even celebrities are chiming in. One anonymous rapper allegedly texted a blog. He trolled too hard and paid the ultimate price. Meanwhile, a former label exec told Rolling Out magazine, "You don't make that many enemies in this industry without consequences." Translation: people in power had motive. And Lil Nas X had a target on his back the size of a stadium tour, and let's not ignore the money trail. Court documents, yes, the same ones reporters were digging through before he hit the floor, show he was in massive debt. We're talking private jets, luxury mansions, failed brand deals, and hush money for lawsuits the public never even heard about. One leaked report claims he spent $2 million in a single year on miscellaneous spiritual advisors. Yeah, apparently. Summoning demons doesn't come cheap. So picture this: a fallen pop star, broke, controversial, surrounded by enemies, standing trial for assaulting police officers, and then suddenly dying under suspicious circumstances. You can't script this level of drama, or can you? Because that's the other theory going viral, that Lil Nas X himself staged the whole thing. The collapse, the death, the chaos, just another publicity stunt to catapult him back into the spotlight. After all, faking your death is the oldest trick in the celebrity survival playbook. Tupac, Elvis, Michael Jackson. Conspiracy theorists still swear they're sipping pina coladas on a private island somewhere. Could Lil Nas X be pulling the ultimate troll from beyond the grave? Sounds crazy, right? But then again, so did a pair of blood-filled sneakers. And look how that turned out. Whatever the truth is, the fallout from this courtroom catastrophe is only just beginning. And here's where things go from chaotic to downright apocalyptic. Because the second the news hit that Lil Nas X was gone, the dominoes started falling. First, the legal system went into meltdown. The judge had to suspend the entire trial, declaring the courtroom a crime scene. Prosecutors, defense attorneys, even the stenographer all whisked away for questioning like extras in a Law and Order spin-off. The courthouse itself swarmed with FBI agents, crime scene tape, and helicopters, circling overhead like it was O.J. Simpson. This video too. Meanwhile, the government's already sniffing around. Reports say the Department of Justice is considering a full-scale investigation into whether Lil Nas X's death was the result of negligence, foul play, or get this, a politically motivated hit job? Yeah, you heard me. Some folks are already pushing the narrative that his relentless trolling of conservative America made him a target. Poison in the water, a needle in the crowd, a silenced witness, take your pick. And the music industry? Utter chaos. His label immediately scrubbed. Their socials clean, posting the classic broken heart emoji while quietly lawyering up. Rumors are swirling that unfinished tracks, collabs, and entire projects are about to be dumped posthumously to cash in on the hysteria. Streaming platforms are already reporting surges in plays of Old Town Road and Montero. Death, after all, is the best career move in show business, but the backlash, it's brutal. Religious groups are calling this divine intervention. Hashtags like hashtag karma caught him and hashtag devil lost his kid are trending worldwide. On the flip side, his fans have turned the courthouse steps into a candlelit vigil, blasting his songs and chanting, "Long live Nas X." One protester even dressed as the devil in solidarity, because of course they did, and while fans are grieving, politicians are pouncing. A senator from Texas wasted zero time tweeting, "Mocking faith has consequences, let this be a lesson." Cue immediate outrage, debates on free speech, and think pieces clogging the internet about morality and pop culture. Congratulations, Lil Nas X, you've managed to start a culture war even in death, but here's the real kicker, unanswered questions. Who gains from his death? The prosecution, who no longer has a trial? The industry execs, who suddenly have a goldmine of unreleased material? Or maybe even Lil Nas X himself, if this was just a staged vanishing act. Until toxicology reports come out, every theory is on the table, and let's be honest, half of them are crazier than his music videos. At the end of the day, one thing is clear: Lil Nas X didn't just make an exit. He made the exit. The kind that cements his name in pop culture history, whether you loved him or hated him. From twerking on the devil to collapsing in court, he went out exactly how he lived: loud, controversial, and impossible to ignore. And trust me, this story, it's far from over. So here's the million-dollar question, folks. Was Lil Nas X really the victim of a cold-blooded courtroom takedown, or is this just the most outrageous publicity stunt in pop culture history? Was it poison, politics, or plain old karma finally punching back? I want to hear your theories. Drop them in the comments. Don't hold back. Smash the like button if you're as shocked as the judge was, and make sure you subscribe because, trust me, this isn't the last scandal we're exposing. Stay tuned because the truth only gets wilder from here.